Hi, and welcome to the Hypnotize Me podcast, the podcast all about transformation, hypnosis, and healing. Today, we have a transformative story. It is an interview with Eric Glass, who's been a friend of mine for many, many years. And his story is also on my website under Hypnosis for Weight Loss, if you want to go and read it there and see pictures of him at drlizhypnosis.com. But the interview today is about the hypnosis I did for him when he had his gastric bypass surgery. So he went in for a gastric bypass. He was at 390 pounds and he's currently at 265 and he's about 6'3". He's a big guy in his early 40s. So let's hear what happened.
Testing.
So it picks me up less, so I'll lean in, but I think it picks you up fine. Try it.
Well, there it is. You can see my loud booming voice. Booming.
Yeah. So I'm here with my friend Eric Glass. And the reason I wanted to have him on is because he had the gastric sleeve. And I did a hypnosis for him to help him with healing after the surgery, and to help him change eating patterns, exercise better, to change his whole lifestyle really around eating and exercise, so that the surgery for him was more successful. Because we do know that if you don't change the eating patterns, people will eat themselves out of the sleeve. Like they'll have all kinds of complications and all kinds of stuff. Eric actually knows better about that stuff than I do. So here he is.
Thanks for having me, Elizabeth. It's nice to talk to your audience for sure. I have lots to say. And the first thing I would say is that what I really appreciated was sometimes after surgery, being uncomfortable and pain, that listening to your therapy actually helped me go to sleep. Your voice is very soothing and very relaxing. So I found that just initially just to help me go to sleep. So, I guess I found out down the road that, I was healing quicker. I felt better. I didn't have the cravings I did. And a part of that is surgery. And I'm thinking part of that is the hypnosis as well. Yeah. Eating is obviously something you have to work on yourself. There is no such thing as a cure, but, having, built in things that kind of tell you like mentally, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Or, hey, maybe you shouldn't be in that. Maybe you should put that piece of bread down, or maybe you should do something different. It's more about those keys, those triggers that I think your messaging, really helped me with throughout the process, and still does to this day. Now, I don't listen to it anymore, but they've helped me get to where I am today, and I feel good. I'm healthy, and I'm thinner.
So I'm going to have you back up and tell everybody, well, when I first met you, which was how long ago?
A long time.
Like almost 10 years?
Almost, yeah. Almost
I think
10
so.
years.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like, it doesn't feel like
2008, I think, 2007. That makes it just about 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. So I met him and you were how much? How much was your weight?
Well, I had actually lost some weight on my own, but I was about 320 pounds, something like that. But you've also seen me get heavier, where I got up to like 390, 380, and then I lose some weight again, and then I would gain it all back, and hence the operation. I got tired of it.
So I would watch Eric do this year after year. And be obsessed with food and weight, too. I think that's part of it.
Well, it's not that I don't know how to eat. Like, I think I have an advantage over some people that I grew up with a healthy mindset. Like, I just like to eat. So, like, perfect example, I'd go with a buddy of mine. We go get some deep dish pizza. And most people are like, oh, I have one piece. That's great. I can't eat just one piece. I eat everything. Like, I'm like member of the Clean Plate Club all the time. Didn't matter what it was. Pizza, hot dogs, it didn't matter. French fries. Right. If there was still food, it was on the plate, on the table, I was eating it.
Yeah. And you had a group of friends, you still do, who love to eat too. They're foodies.
Yeah, and I am too.
Foodies, they love to go out to eat. Yeah. They like to eat late at night. They like to eat a lot. So I'm imagining like part of that was...
That doesn't help,
Yeah,
for
it doesn't help, right?
It does not help.
So then you got up to...
the heaviest I was... I don't think you knew me at this point, but I got as heavy as 420 pounds. I hired a nutritionalist, and I got all the way down to 280 pounds on my own.
Wow.
In a year and 3 months.
Wow.
But once again, I like to eat. So my problem wasn't necessarily eating healthy, but it's just like I got to that point and never reached my goal. But I'm like, I can start eating these things. Then it's consumption. where I can just eat and eat and eat. Or I'm like, oh, it's late night. I pick up something here, Taco Bell, eat something here, McDonald's, eat something here. And before you know it, I'm back to 380. And that's what happened. Then I would lose the weight again. So the reasoning behind the surgery in general is that I was tired of being able to consume such large quantities of food that took me from a low weight back to a high weight, that now I'm at a weight that I know I can maintain, because even if I eat bad, I can't eat a lot of it. I can only eat a slice of pizza. I can't eat 5 or 6 slices of pizza.
Right.
If we go out to eat, I don't order an appetizer. I don't eat the bread, because if I do, I can't eat my dinner. So it's created a sense of eating slower, picking and choosing what I eat. I mean, now granted, I can eat more and have more selection than I did when I first had the surgery, but having the surgery has helped me get all of that in control, in conjunction with your therapy has just made it a much easier process.
Yeah. And we used to have conversations about that you never felt full.
Right. Yeah.
That was part of it. So part of it was choices, and part of it was like, I never feel full.
Yeah, no satisfied.
And that's a miserable feeling.
Yeah. Imagine being on a diet for a year and 3 months where I'm eating, I was eating the right foods, but like even after I ate my snacks, my lunch, my dinner, I was still hungry. So now I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm just waiting for my next opportunity to eat again.
Right.
And it's a struggle for sure. I'm sure a lot of people deal with that.
And Eric thought about this surgery for years. In fact, I used to try to talk him out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was, you were
like,
right.
I was like, don't do it.
But I agreed with you that it's kind of a cop out. And I'm 42 years old now, and I think it just got to the point where I'm afraid that I'm going to reach my 60s or 70s or even 50s. I'm going to be relegated to a wheelchair because I'm going to have knee and hip problems. And I just didn't want that. I just wanted to be healthy.
And I don't think anymore that it's a cop out. Like, I've talked to several people who've had it, and it does help them take the weight off, like, period. It helps them change the patterns. I mean, I like the hypnosis because it'll often help people change patterns and exercise and food, and it definitely helps the healing process after surgery. I mean, there's so many studies about that.
It's just like anything else that you do. The amount of effort you put into it is what you get back out of it. So, I mean, I wasn't about to have this life-altering surgery, put myself in death's way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could have possibly died on the surgery table, not to take it seriously. Taking the therapy and everything into it, it's a combination of things. You only get out of it what you put into it. So if you're not serious about the therapy or anything that you're doing, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really about doing as much as I can to make myself the best self that I could possibly be, in conjunction with what you were doing for me. And I'm lucky enough to know you as a friend where I probably wouldn't have had that. I mean, I can tell you that I healed very quickly. I didn't even use any of the pain medication that was given to me. It was not necessary.
That's incredible.
Within the first 2 weeks of being home, I was ready to go back to work. They said the surgery doesn't, it heals quickly, but I mean, like, I was up and walking around and eating and doing things that a lot of the doctors were surprised that I was doing. So the only thing I could think of is what made that work better and faster. Well, and I gotta thank you for that. So thank you.
Yeah. And I don't remember when I gave it to you. Was it before the surgery, or was it
after? Right after.
It was right after.
Right after. Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes what happens is people come in prepping for surgery. And so I think it's helpful to prep for the surgery too. Like, listen to this 2 weeks or a month before, every night when you go to sleep. One thing it does help you sleep.
Not only
like,
that,
everybody says that. So I was like, all right, great.
That's just an added bonus side effect, right? But it's almost along the lines of, I think it would have been even more helpful leading up to the surgery, because you kind of have to prep yourself for what's about to come. Because for the first month, you really can't eat or drink very much. I mean, it's so minor, which is why you lose the weight.
They put you on a special diet even before the surgery.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, for how many weeks? A couple weeks?
No, it was like a week before, and depending on how much weight you've lost on your own, by the time you reach the surgery, then that point leading up to it could be even more aggressive. So, I mean, I was already dieting before I actually got to the surgery part, but a lot of people don't take that part seriously. They're going to eat as much as they can because they know they're having the surgery, and that could lead to more complications. And once again, I wasn't looking for that. I wanted to be never had surgery before either, so I was nervous about that. So.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So then the hypnosis would help someone, like, change those patterns right before the surgery as well. It would make that prep easier.
Well, not only that, but you would need it anyways, because obviously once you get out of surgery, like, you're not hungry, you're not any of those things. A lot of the cravings from the gastric sleeve go away. To this day, I don't have any cravings. I do get hungry, but not to the point like I used to, because I could be starving. I sit down and take 2 bites and I'm no longer hungry.
You're done.
Like I'm done. Like, right. And I mean, so I kind of sometimes I have to force myself to eat more because I still need nutrition. But, but it preps you, like you got to take vitamins. There's stuff you need to take that I take now on a daily basis that I never took before. So, I mean, all those things are important. So, I mean, if you're thinking about having any kind of surgery or doing any kind of weight loss or doing anything like that, anything you can do to make that process easier, I highly recommend it because I know for a fact you're going to get help in the sense that it's going to put your mind in the place it needs to be for you to achieve your goals. Now, if you're not in the mindset there already, it may not help you. But if you're ready to make that move, you're ready to make that step, you're ready to attack the problem, then whatever you put into it, this is going to supplement it and it's going to help you achieve it faster and easier.
Yeah, I think that is how it is the most effective. You're right. You have to be in that mindset. Like often people come in and want a magic solution.
It doesn't exist. If that was the case, if that was the case, we'd all be thin and ripped,
totally.
Going, look at my arms. The beach is that way. I know you can't see it, but I'm pointing at the beach.
East.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. It doesn't work that way. And I try to explain that to people too. The other point I try to make is that it works over time. So this is not like you listen to it and then you drop 5 pounds, the next day, right? It's like you listen to it over a couple of weeks and you will begin to start noticing changes. I mean, I have had clients, they notice changes within that first week. I mean, obviously the gastric sleeve, you're going to have significant weight loss pretty immediately.
It's just different. But once again, I mean, I had to go see.
It's still a process.
But I also had to see a therapist before because they need to make sure that you're understanding that what you're getting ready to do is life altering. There is no going back. You realize that you have a problem, that you're not saying, oh, it's not me, it's my body, it's my metabolism, it's genetics. That's why I'm fat. And in some cases that's it, but that's not true. It's usually because you're eating Taco Bell every day and you're drinking sodas and you eat high fat, high calorie diet and you don't exercise and you sit on the couch and you guzzle down fruit drinks and if some people don't see that, they're like, well, there's nothing wrong with that because TV tells me to eat these things. And I think that going through the whole process has opened my eyes to, I don't know, I just want to be more. I want more for myself. That's really it. I can't put it any other way. So everything you can do to make yourself the best person possible, then you need to do it. And if you haven't tried it and you're skeptical about it, what do you have to lose except for becoming a better person? Yeah. But you have to be ready to accept it. And if you're not, then this is not for you.
Right.
But if you are and you're ready, it will help. It's a tool.
Yeah. It's
and you have to use it as such. And if you're ready to accept it as a tool and use it and apply the things you need to do to achieve those goals and not just take one thing and hope it works, then you're on the right path.
Yeah, I agree with you. I always do an assessment of people to see what's going on because sometimes they have tried all kinds of diets. Sometimes it's a medical issue. So I need to know, like, look, like, don't waste your money is really how I see it. So part of that is doing an assessment of like, all right, have you gotten these things checked out? And if you have, and then you're ready and you're saying, I want to get myself as ready as I can. So I've hired the nutritionist or I've got that part down and I've got the exercise part down and I want motivation and help in terms of changing these habits and changing my mindset, then yes, we're good to go.
Well, that's going to lead me to my next thing that I want. So I used to love to go to the gym and I still do when I'm there. I like it, but finding the motivation to do it, it's not there. So maybe you can help me with that. So we can do another podcast and I can tell you how ripped I am now. I'm thin, but I need some more muscle now. I've lost some muscle from the weight loss, but I want to be back in the gym. I went to the gym the other day and I really enjoyed myself and I realized that.
So tell people how much you weigh now.
I weigh 265 pounds.
265. Okay. So you started when I got surgery,
390.
390, and you're 265. 265. And your goal weight is 220?
Yeah, but I say 220. Yeah, I say 230. I'd be happy. I'm happy now, to be perfectly honest with you, but I haven't actually reached my goal and I really want to reach my goal. So if I reach my goal and then put some weight on, okay, I get it. But at least I said I got there. I did it. I did it.
Totally.
And the only way I'm going to get there now is it's diet and exercise. The weight loss only takes you so far. And at that point you plateau and I knew that was going to happen. Now I'm seriously dieting again. Even though I had the surgery, I still need a diet. And
what do you mean by dieting when you say that?
I eat high protein, no carb, kind of diet. I mean, you don't have to do no carb.
Okay.
I've just chosen to do
So
so
it's like
because
cutting out some of the
eating healthy. I eat salad. I eat
right.
I don't know sugars, no carbs or low carb, lean proteins, salads, fruits, veggies, cottage cheeses, yogurts, nuts, stuff like that.
Okay, great.
It's boring.
Yeah.
No pizza, no burgers, nothing like that.
It's boring.
It's boring, but it's a means to an end. I know eventually I'll be able to eat the things that I want. I'll slowly introduce those things back into my diet. But like, I have an elliptical machine in the home that I just bought, and I do use it. I could use it more, but I really want to get back to going to the actual gym and lifting weights. And so maybe you can
because that helps.
I want to look.
Is that
I want, yeah, I mean, I'm a big guy. So, I mean, I'm 6'3", 265 now, but if I was 6'3", 265 and more muscular, I'd probably be at the right weight. Maybe I want to be 245 and just kind of like, the beach is this way. I'm making this thing, the beach is this way kind of thing, the guns are out, sun's out, guns out kind of, thing. I'm able to walk around with my shirt off. Although with the massive weight loss, I will need some surgery. So, but I think it's all in good time, and I look forward to just living a longer, more productive life. And that means just sometimes you have to take sacrifices to get to what you want. And I'm just at the mindset where I'm willing to sacrifice things for things that I want. And I think life is about give and take, and you just can't take. You got to give back. That's where I'm at.
Okay, great. Well, I think that's a good place to end. Thanks for being here. And
thanks for having me.
Sure to do like a follow-up on I'll do a hypnosis for Eric for exercise, and we'll do a follow-up sometime in the future.
Absolutely. And maybe we can do a live with Eric and Beth.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Tune in.
Great. Tune in.
Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah. I enjoyed hearing Eric's whole weight loss journey and story. If you're having any kind of gastric surgery, bypass, sleeve, I highly recommend finding a clinical hypnotherapist in your area so that you have faster healing and you change the eating habits so that you have less complications, so you don't eat your way out of the sleeve, right? A hypnotherapist can sit across from you and talk to you about your particular food triggers, about your history with eating and what sets you off and your own individual patterns, and then do custom work to that. That goes for if you're having surgery, if you're not having surgery and you just want to feel better about yourself and your body and change your eating patterns. So just like Eric suggested, there's a download on my website, drlizhypnosis.com, to help you enjoy exercising. Right? I did this whole Facebook thing where I asked people, what's your top motivations? And I put like the top motivations, the ones that repeated over and over, into that hypnosis. There's actually quite a few in there. So I really enjoyed making it, and I hope you enjoy listening to it. There's also one to help you change eating habits into like more mindful eating patterns. And sometimes that results in weight loss, so sometimes it doesn't, but I encourage you to feel like, okay, I just need to eat better, period. And that's okay. That's going to be healthy for me. That's okay. Or I just want to exercise and really enjoy it. Like, yeah, that's great, right? We know that exercise is good for us, period. So as this episode was going to air, both Eric and I realized that we never gave his contact information. He buys and sells fine timepieces. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically like a really fancy watch. Okay. That's what the rest of us call them. Kinds you wear on your wrist, right? But if you're in that market, you call them timepieces, because believe me, they are works of art. They are beautiful. He has some gorgeous pieces. Just anybody would want to wear one of these on their wrist and walk into like a business deal or a special event or a fundraiser, like absolutely. And he takes such good care of his customers. He's really an amazing salesman, very attentive, and works to make his customers very, very happy and satisfied. So if you want to check him out, his email is Eric, ERIC, at whatyouwant.com, WATCH, the letter U, and want.com. I'm going to put that in the show notes as well. Or you can check out his YouTube channel. He has like thousands of subscribers, and he talks about all the timepieces on his YouTube channel, so you could check him out there too. So if you're in the market for that, I highly suggest you look him up. All right, people, have a wonderful week. Peace. If you like this episode, do me a favor and rate, review, and subscribe on whatever player you like. Or even better, tell a friend so that more and more people learn about hypnosis and how it can be helpful for them. If you want to know more about me, head over to drlizhypnosis.com. That's DRLAZ hypnosis.com. You can see the downloads and see if there's one that's helpful for your life. Or you could also join the newsletter and get a couple of free files, as well as lots of good content. I've written a newsletter for well over 10 years. So I couldn't do that if people didn't like it. So it's a good newsletter. Go ahead and subscribe and join the rest of the world. All right, people, have a wonderful week.